Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Well, you probably noticed behind me we have a different car in this video in the lift bay, and that is our 1968 Plymouth Satellite, the Ratty Satty. And figured, hey, we're 24 hours away from loading it up on the trailer and heading down to the MATS show in Vegas. Why not rip it apart and try to make it better for this weekend? So pulled the cover off of it, blew the dust off. She needs a good cleaning, but tell you what, the car started right up. I mean, when I put it away last year, it was running great and really no issues at all with the engine. Now, have a couple other issues, and that's what we're gonna address today. First and foremost, the transmission on this thing. You know, this goes all the way back to that 383 tunnel ram that we pulled out of that Fury in hopes of putting it in this car. I kept that mystery transmission, ran it all last year, and it progressively leaked more and more and more throughout the year. Did some, replaced some seals. It didn't stop. And I'm not gonna fiddle with it a whole lot, because as soon as we get back from Matt's, the 500 stroker is here. That is gonna go in this car, and we just had that dynoed by my good friend Just Mopar Joe at 640 horsepower without nitrous. So this thing is going to be an absolute monster in just a couple weeks. But yeah, we're gonna do whatever we need to do to kind of get this thing running and really just try to go have fun with it this weekend. So, I've got 2 bottles of stop leak coming today. I think by the end of today, there will probably be more stop leak in it than transmission fluid, but hey, it should be fine, right? So, of course, we got to give her a good cleaning, like I said. And then really kind of the big thing that I need to get done today is we're going to tear out the 22-inch radiator from our friends over at Cold Case. So I think what happened is that I probably ended up giving them the wrong part numbers. I was too excited when I got it, threw it right in the car, and actually I had quite a few issues with it, especially when I'm racing and beating on it. I had issues just with the car progressively getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And, I tried running it without a thermostat, tried running it with just a restrictor in it, even put in a stacked transmission cooler, just trying to get whatever I could, out of the radiator and promote better and better cooling. It does have a shroud on it that's got an electric fan, but after talking with a few friends, they said, hey, why did you put the baby radiator in that thing? So yeah, we're gonna be upgrading the radiator in this car in a big way, and we're gonna be putting in the 26-inch radiator as well as dual cooling fans. So, I gave my buddies over at Cold Case a call, and a few days later had a brand new cooling system for it, and I cannot wait to get this in the car. So today we're gonna tear into it, get all that done, do a nice little test pass with it, and yeah, like I said, tomorrow night I have to have this thing in the trailer ready to go and ready to beat on all weekend. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's tear open this box and see what's inside. Alrighty, guys, so looking at our kit here, you guys can see here we've got the shroud. Of course, we have this blue protective film. It is not actually blue. And we've got 2 fans here. Looks to be 2 12-inch fans. And of course, this beautiful 26-inch radiator. Man, it does look a whole lot bigger than what the other one is. Once I get the old one out, I'll do a side-by-side comparison so you guys can see here. But man, everything looks really, really nice. Got here nice and safe, which is always a plus. I swear, sometimes some of the FedEx packages and things that arrive here look like somebody played a pickup soccer game on the way to the house. So thankfully, everything got here in one piece. So what I'll go ahead and do, I'm gonna put together the fans onto the shroud, get everything ready to bolt on. Clearance was an issue with the single fan setup. As you guys can see right here, how close that is. I think that's actually going to be greatly improved with having the fans and like the motors on each side of this this pulley right here on my electric water pump, or I guess rather where the pulley would be if it was not an electric water pump. But yeah, hopefully we'll get rid of that, because you may or may not have also noticed, I actually had to push the radiator through the front of the radiator support here. That's how tight this was back here. So maybe we can mount it the way that it's actually supposed to be. We'll find out here in just a second. So let's get this all put together and ready to slam into the car. All right, so I got all the old setup out of here, and a lot of you guys may be scratching your head kind of wondering why would I have to put it in through the front. And the reason was that, again, having that motor for the fans stick off the front here with this electric water pump kind of pushing out further, I just needed to get as much space as I could, so I had to mount the radiator further forward. So did open up just a little bit of space here on the radiator support to get that piece in and out. But I think we're gonna have a whole lot better luck with clearance here in just a second. So you guys can see this is the radiator, and even now looking at it outside the car compared to the new one, it's a tiny little thing. So let's check out this beautiful setup right here. Now that electric water pump motor can go right here in the middle, and I shouldn't have anything interfering here with the two fans. So it looks massive compared to the old setup, and can't wait to see it in the car. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this shroud mounted up here onto the radiator and slip it in, and hope to God it fits really, really well. Alrighty, well, the installation went way easier than what I anticipated. Look at that clearance right there. My goodness. So much room. I still got to tie up the wires, but what is really nice is that I already had all the wiring, all the relays, all that kind of stuff hooked up in here. So really just tied the two fans together, and I was able to plug them in using the same plug that I already had in the car. So made it really easy. Let's go ahead, we'll try it out and make sure they fire right up here. Now, the right way to do this is to probably have them on some sort of a temperature switch where they automatically kick on, but in my case, like especially in staging lanes or after like a really hard run, I want to be able to run them kind of on command where I can just have them running, right? So I've got a little switch panel. I hear them. Oh yeah. Ton of airflow. Excellent. Okay, well, I think I do have a small leak that I noticed as I was taking things apart from the thermostat housing. There we go. So I do have to run to the parts store real quick, grab some antifreeze. I'll pull off that top housing, swap out the gasket that's in there, and fill it up, burp it, and go for a ride. You want to go for a ride?
Yes.
He's about as eager as I am. You want to go for a ride too? Yeah. Okay. Will a baby seat fit in the Satty? You're gonna scream? Yeah. All right. He has a runny nose. Okay, I'm gonna wipe his nose and get all this other stuff done. All right, well, it's the next day. We're out here. Unfortunately, did not get to take the kids for a ride last night. Instead, just before I went to go fill this radiator up with coolant, I remembered that I still had that leaking thermostat housing gasket. So I went ahead, peeled that off, threw a new AutoZone special on there, sealed it up, and I let that cure overnight. And then as I laid in bed last night, just the list of all the stuff we got to do today before we load the car onto the trailer in like 2 hours. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night, so 4 o'clock in the morning, I was out here burping the coolant system, getting everything cleaned up, and you know, didn't want to take it out for a spin just yet. Mainly didn't want to make the neighbors too upset, so I have not taken it out for a ride. I did get it all cleaned up and a fresh coat of the sweet patina on it, and the car looks absolutely fantastic. So it's now time to test drive this thing. We'll see how the coolant system performs, and hope to God we have much cooler coolant temps in the car. Now, I do have some family in town, so I think I'm gonna actually take my mom for a ride in the car. She went for a ride about a year ago with, yeah, not nearly as fast or nearly as good running of an engine. And let's just say she almost had an accident in the back of her pants. So her reaction should be really good, and we're gonna go out and have some fun in the car real quick. So let's see her reaction. Ready?
I am ready. The only one I trust to do this with. I never trusted Grandpa with his Nova, nor your father.
Oh yeah? All that fun?
That was fun. That was fun. When I thought you said with one more quick launch, I thought you were turning around.
I did turn around.
Yeah, you did a few times. Oh my God.
I would say a successful maiden voyage. So, and the best part of all is that my coolant temps, which historically right now probably would have been like 230-ish, and you guys can see right there, it is straight up on 180. So really awesome. Hopefully all of our cooling issues are resolved. Like I said, we're going to put it to the test this weekend, and yeah, hopefully have a real good time. So, think she's ready?
She's ready.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, take care, and we'll see you guys out in Vegas this weekend. We'll see you next time.